Good evening, everyone. We'd like to start by thanking the members of the Wallingford Fire Department Local 1326 Color Guard for their participation in this evening's ceremonies. Thank you, gentlemen. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Lyman Hall Principal, Joseph Corso, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 2018 graduation ceremony. We could not have asked for a better night. It is beautiful out here. Our graduates look amazing, and thank you all for coming. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the dignitaries who will be sharing the stage with us this evening. From my right, Mr. Votto, Vice Chairperson of the Wallingford Board of Education. Ms. Karen Levac, Member of the Wallingford Board of Education. Mrs. Cindy Lavalette, Assistant Superintendent of Schools. His Honor, Mayor William Dickinson. Erin Mckeon, Varsity Scholar Speaker. Michaela Furman, Class Treasurer. Sam Morgenstern, Class Vice President and Varsity Scholar Speaker. Daniela Chassie, Class President. Audrey Ruan, Class Secretary. Holly Ann Lau, Varsity Scholar Speaker. Mrs. Amy Holt, Assistant Principal. Mr. Ken Daly, Assistant Principal. Mr. Patrick Reynolds, Member of the Wallingford Board of Education. And Mr. Chet Miller, who's here to honor our students entering the military. At this time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Daniela Chassie. Daniela, come on up.
I would like to begin by thanking Dr. Menzo, the school board, teachers, staff, administrators, and the class council for an amazing senior year. I was privileged to be your class president, and I believe it wouldn't have been such a big success without everything you all brought. You brought grills and coolers for early morning PSAT prep. You brought endless fat heads for support of our athletes. You brought a rowdy stampede through the hallways after the motorcade. Our cheerleaders brought their hips and their moves, especially some individuals. No big deal, but our powder puff players brought back a trophy. We can all be proud of what each and every one of us brought with us to Lyman Hall. However, today I would like to focus on what we have been given. When we look back on this place after we've been long gone, we will still be realizing the gifts we've been given here in our 4 years. Just think about it with me for a minute. Besides the fine education we've all received here, we learned how important it is to greet people with a smile and care about the safety of others, and always offer lollipops if you want to see someone smile back. We learned this lesson from Tom, always leading by example and always putting us first as he greeted us with his own smile every morning. In addition to the financial education we learned in economics, Mr. Walls gave us a sense of importance of always being there for those in need, to honor and have pride in who you are, and to always have loyalty in spirit. Who has more dedication than he, who even got an orange car to support us? We know now how important it is to capture a moment, thanks to our photography teacher, Mr. Lavalette, who, by the way, also taught us the value of humor, joke after joke. Mr. Lav knew we were the best. After all, he tried to retire, but failed because he just couldn't stay away from us. But we were the lucky ones to have him there, always pushing us to focus in on our goals and to not be afraid to take a shot. Mr. Parcella didn't only instill in us the marvel of equations, facts, and figures, but he multiplied it with valuable life advice, which will surely come in handy. His example of kindness is exemplary, and I personally will miss his true friendship and genuine concern he has for each and every one of his students. We not only learned about the importance of food in our lives, but we learned that the experience of breaking bread with the ones you love is the most important ingredient in the meal. With enthusiasm and spunk, Ms. D offered us a full menu of life skills to take with us when we go. Papa taught us the power of our minds. He reminded us weekly that it's important to stay informed and taught us that when you have something important on your mind and the PA system isn't available, you can always tweet it. Mr. Nylander definitely taught us to value each other, work together, and be passionate about what we do and how we do it. He taught us the love of our team and the joy of playing the game are more important than the win. But boy, did it feel good to win. These are just a few examples of the gifts we've been given at Lyman Hall these past years. We are blessed to have had the best of the best in our teachers. There was never a day in my career here where I didn't feel supported, encouraged, and most of all, cared for. I wish I had the time to mention each and every gift given from every staff member, but I'd like to thank them from the bottom of my heart for providing us with a safe and enriching environment. My wish is that each one of us hold dear the memories we have made here and use wisely the knowledge and preparation we have been given, and most importantly, be thankful for all the gifts and examples we have been given by the faculty and staff. I found this quote that embodies the essence of our teachers. It was written by Aristotle, and he says, "Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all." My heart is so full. We gave it our all, we made it, and we have every opportunity in front of us because of the exchange of knowledge, friendship, and love that has passed between us all. Thank you, class of 2018, for all the memories. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Daniela. That was amazing. Our next speaker is Erin Mckeon, who has been selected to speak on behalf of the Varsity Scholars.
Hello and good evening, students, teachers, friends, and family of the 101st graduating class of Lyman High School. These moments tonight have been a milestone many of us have looked forward to for quite some time now. In fact, not anticipating this day would be nearly impossible, as the year 2018 has been plastered across nearly every important document of our education thus far, from our kindergarten registration forms to our report cards and class schedules, all the way to the diplomas you'll receive by the night's end. While I may not remember my kindergarten registration, I do remember my first day. I don't remember exactly what I was wearing, or the color of my backpack, or even most of what I did that morning. What I remember was what happened at the end of the half-day kindergarten class, when it was time for me to go to the YMCA kindergarten program. I was outside on the bus loop, and for one reason or another, I threw a complete and utter tantrum. I was screaming so loud, my sister could hear me from inside. After several attempts to coax me onto the bus, the security detail of teachers assigned to doing anything and everything to get a screaming 4-year-old to shut up finally allowed the bus to leave without me. Afterwards, I sat on the bench outside the main office by myself while the faculty pretended like they weren't eyeing my every move. My dad had to leave work and come to school with the Dora blanket I used to bring everywhere, clearly aiming to deal with the child he so generously gifted to teachers of Pond Hill. I was then strapped into my car seat and chauffeured to the house next to the YMCA that hosted the kindercare program, Dora blanket in tow. Looking back now, it's funny to me that I had so much trouble acclimating to that environment because after I made it through that first day, every other memory I have of the program is wonderful. I made friends from all over town, some of whom are here tonight, and together we would get splinters in the playground, we would go swimming on Fridays, and we even learned what I consider to be one of my most important skills, how to open a bag of chips. All of the lesser essentials came later: reading, writing, math. And for the past 13 years, we've all taken somewhat similar routes that led us here tonight. Together, we have learned how to adapt to sometimes new and confusing environments, from adjusting to elementary school and the chaos that ensued when they were merged, to surviving awkward park and rec middle school dances, and of course, to navigating B-Hall intersections in the student parking lot between 155 and 205. Earlier along the way, though, I actually stopped carrying my Dora blanket around everywhere. Thank God. I quickly discovered that I didn't need to feel security or comfort from a blanket when I had people to lean on when I felt uncertain or confused. One of the most essential lessons, I think, that we can learn from our primary education, even more so than learning how to open a bag of chips, is a knowledge that we never have to go through anything alone, which is particularly important to remember over the next few months as all of us grow beyond every comfort we are used to. In fact, not a single person here tonight reached their graduation on their own. Besides ourselves, we had friends, teachers, and especially our parents or guardians to look to when we needed some sense of security when we were uncertain. And because our parents are always right, I'd like to offer some words from my father's speech at his own graduation 33 years ago. Only over at Sheehan, because our parents aren't perfect either, it's fine. Although written in a time period when speeches were written on typewriters, two constants remain: Mayor Dickinson's unwavering mayoral reign and this advice. What we do need is love. The love that must come from our parents. Many times we needed that extra push to force us to do that work required to get us to this graduation. This is a most opportune time to express our thanks and gratitude to our parents and tell them how much we love them. So thank you to all the parents and guardians here tonight, the ones who've given us extra pushes and security blankets of support through tantrums and other various outbursts of emotion, the ones who supplied us with food and shelter all of these years, and the ones who loved us even through our disagreements. In extension, thank you to the rest of our families, our teachers, and our friends for consistently being rocks to hold on to and shoulders to lean on when things are difficult. Today is a day for thank yous, for celebrating our accomplishments while acknowledging the challenging transitions and who helped us through them. As we are now ready to move on in the face of many uncertainties, all we can truly promise ourselves is that we will persist in seeking out new opportunities and experiences, and that we will thank those who have helped us along the way, remembering to do the same and tell people in return. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Erin. Great job. At this time, I'd like to introduce Sam Morgenstern, the class vice president and a varsity scholar, who will now deliver his speech.
Before I begin, I'd like to say a few quick thank yous. Thank you to my parents and my family for always supporting me with their continuous love. I wouldn't be up here today without you. Thank you to the Lyman Hall track team for providing me with a dedicated community these past 4 years. You guys were always family to me. Thank you especially to Coach Nylander and to Coach Palmer. I wouldn't be the man I am today without your guidance. Thank you to my friends for teaching me how to have fun and for keeping me out of the library 24/7. And finally, thank you to all the teachers I've had these past 4 years. Many of you have changed my perspective on what it means to learn, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Without further ado, to those who've had the unfortunate pleasure of driving with me, first of all, congrats on living to be here today. And secondly, you probably know that the GPS on my phone is broken. I greet all entrants to Shotgun with a, "Can you get out maps on your phone?" I've gotten quite used to winging it whenever I'm driving, in addition to making wrong turns and showing up just about everywhere fashionably late. Despite all the frustration it causes me, I'm in no rush to get it fixed. I know in some other life, in some other reality, I could have every little nitty-gritty detail planned out, but that's just not me. Lost is my status quo. Frank Ocean once said, "I might just write a novel next. I don't know." I know, it's no Dan Yang quote. I'm sorry, don't kill me. To me, he isn't talking about authoring a book. The power in this quote lies in his confidence and his own ability to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, absolutely unrestricted. It sets a bar that I hope one day I can reach for myself. But today, I'm just cruising through my own uncertainty on the roads of Wallingford, Connecticut. Class of 2018, for most of our young lives, we've been using the GPS. We've had our educational paths planned out for us since the day we walked into kindergarten. There's always been a scheme laid out that we had to follow. Furthermore, we've had access to a network of parents, teachers, friends, and family that have always been out there to guide us on these roads to the future. I think I speak for most of us when I say the bittersweet realization has begun to hit that in just mere moments, high school is really over. With this comes the reality that we are leaving all we have ever known, both the joyous memories and the painful lessons. But I'm here today to tell you as we enter the next phase of our lives, it's okay to be lost. I think Coach Nylander put it best as we were driving to Amity, going the complete wrong way. "Where the hell are we going?" "You know what? Fine. I don't care." This relationship of mine to the lostness has been a long time coming. It took 4 years, the art of peer pressure, love and heartbreak, a concussion, the infamous college process, and a few moments I'm a little too embarrassed to share at this podium today. I say these because I think many of you can relate to these same seeds. So I encourage all of you to embrace the upcoming uncertainty and just roll with it, because the best roads are the ones we don't realize we're walking. I say all of this because the unfortunate reality is the GPS is about to break. The moment we shake Mrs. Lavalette's hand and collect our diplomas, we become adults in the so-called real world. And with this falls the facade of structure and the pre-planned adolescent track. It brings us to a new dichotomy, one of freedom and one of responsibilities. Our lives are suddenly about to become our own, which means we have the power to make our own decisions, reinvent ourselves, and for once, live a life that no one has control over. Yet this also means actions have consequences, and this world isn't perfect. These roads can be rocky. Still, It is our time to pave our way through this beautiful thing we call life, our time to draw the maps, and our time to stand as a generation that says, screw the rules, screw the norms, screw the status quo. We have the power to fight for what we believe in and fight for our happiness, because we now control our destinies. It is only in these moments of utter confusion and displacement that we are empowered to live by the direction of our own intuition and truly find our way in this world. We can program our destinations, but the route need not be planned. Above all, remember, this ending isn't a conclusion. It's just another pit stop on a road to God knows where. Best of luck, class of 2018. Now get lost.
Thank you, Sam. Great job. And at this time, I'd like to invite up our last student speaker, Holly-Ann Lau, varsity scholar, who was selected to share a few words. Holly-Ann?
As I was faced with writing this speech, and in standing here right now on this stage, I realized that I have no idea how to properly greet you all. It's nighttime, and yet I realized it would not be appropriate to say goodnight just yet. You can't necessarily welcome people with goodnight, even if it's night right now. But sure, you can say good morning in the morning and good afternoon in the afternoon. From how I see it, we've transformed the simple phrase of goodnight to be synonymous with a farewell. We always say that it feels like a certain time or day, but what does that really feel like? Our perceptions are always changing as we grow. It's not based on the hour of the day, but how we feel and what makes sense to us. I hate Mondays. I hear about once a week. It feels like a Friday. I hear about every other day of the week. That was such a long class, we say, even if every class is the same hour and a half, unless you're trying to learn what relativity is in physics class. Because if so, I could definitely attest to the fact that physics class is truly the longest class. Some days, the afternoon feels like an eternity, or you say you're going to turn in for an early night. When can we appropriately say that the night starts, and when the afternoon ends? When does the night end and the morning start? Just as we all perceive time in different ways, we have different perceptions of everything else in this world, because we are always changing. We may not know what a long day really feels like until we're out there working, or we may not realize how young we are now until we're our parents' age. We are always changing, our perception of time is always changing, and so is the world around us. In our changing world, it's our responsibility to take the time to acknowledge the changes that are happening and to inform ourselves. It would be a disservice to us as a society to claim to have a perspective on something that we do not know as much about as we thought we did. Don't say you don't have enough time to vote in November, and don't say you don't have enough time to talk to your friend that you haven't seen in a while. Don't say you're too young to take care of the environment or to how to just do your laundry. Don't use time as an excuse to regret. And in the same vein, don't say you're too old to go to Disney World or to watch the cartoons in the morning. Like I've mentioned, we always dictate our life by time, by what day it is, what time of the day it is, how old we are, how young we are. Sometimes we have to learn to stop being so strict on a concept that humans just made up. We need to take control over the time that we can. Stop saying, I'll do that tomorrow, or I can't wait until this is over. Don't forget to take the time to thank the people that you are grateful for, like the people that have helped guide you to this graduation. Don't think you don't have enough time to tell someone that you love them. Don't let the excuse of the end of the day stop you from getting done what you want to. Your time is your own, and it is precious. Be aware that yes, everything has an end, but at the same time, that end is just the beginning of something else. Just as day to night is a cycle, so is night to day. The cycle of your life is only based on your perceptions of time. Some of us may feel that high school flew by in the blink of an eye, or some may say that high school was the longest 4 years of your life. It hasn't quite hit me yet that we are graduating, even if I'm up here on this stage, giving a graduation speech. But we know that night is closing on high school soon enough. Yesterday, a high school senior. Tomorrow, a high school graduate. Many more nights go by. Maybe you're a college student, or maybe you're out working. You're not going to forget about high school. You're just going to move on to the next thing in your life, maybe big events and many more small events, and that's okay. You're just tired, like at night, and you're ready to sleep, to rest, and to begin again on something new. But with that, remember this moment. This ceremony may take just a fraction of your time in the grand scheme of your life, but we perceive the moment as an important event. As we all well know by now, we measure events by their significance, not by how long they last. And that's where the sense of our days come from. Of course, your graduation is the end to your high school career, but it's also the beginning of your life afterwards. It is the moments, the events, the days filled with love that we remember the most, and it should be those days that we strive to fill our time with. If there were to be anything that was worth spending your time doing, and that would change our perception on how our precious time is spent, it would be the nights spent with our family, or our friends, or playing music, or walking our dog. You're going to need to do things that you may not want to, but look forward to the times that you know you will enjoy. Your time is now, and your time is what you all make of it. Night is closing on high school, but the morning is fast approaching. Look forward to both day and night, as they are both just a moment in time. And with that, I say to you, class of 2018, good night and good luck.
Thank you, Mrs. Hafner, and our wonderful chorus. At this time, to recognize those seniors who plan to enter the armed services, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Chet Miller.
Thank God I don't have to follow the mayor. Good evening. I'd also like to add my congratulations to the graduates of Lyman Hall, class of 2018. I wish you all the success as you move onward to achieve your dreams and your goals. I've had the pleasure when I was a board member to witness students receiving recognition for academic and/or athletic achievements, all well-deserved. But today I'm here to recognize those among you who have taken a different path, a path important to us all, for they have chosen to serve their country in our military services, not only to protect us, but to assure the preservation of the freedoms that we hold so dear. I'm going to ask the graduates to stand when I announce their names and to remain standing. And I ask that the audience to please hold your applause until I have completed all of the introductions. I'll start with Joseph Namenko, U.S. Army. Noah Root, U.S. Army. You know, I'm beginning to suspect that Major Corso has been doing some recruiting on the side here. Robert Carano, U.S. Coast Guard. Sean Anderson, U.S. Navy. Now, if you will all please that are standing turn around and remove your hats so they all can see your faces better. Ladies and gentlemen, families, friends, these are truly special young men. On behalf of them, I thank you for that round of applause. Now, guys, can I get you to turn around again now? Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. Some of you are going to say goodbye to all that hair. That just doesn't go in boot camp, believe me. Please be seated. At this time, I'd also like all the people in the audience here who have served in the military services to please stand up and be recognized too. Thank you all for your service, too. To you who have made this commitment, along with 6 other graduates from Sheehan, and those who are also contemplating joining, I say there are numerous opportunities available to you, and I hope you will take advantage of every one of them. For instance, when I was serving on active duty, I completed 2 years of college. You will also experience a camaraderie that will stay with you for the rest of your lives, given time in the service. The pay is a lot better than the $36 a month I got, I know that. I hope you'll take advantage of Project Yellow Ribbon instituted shortly after 9/11. It's a current version of the GI Bill. It offers on average of $22,000 a year for your education after you leave the service. And most schools, public and private, participate in the program, splitting the excess costs with the VA. Currently, there are about 150 students at Quinnipiac University on this program. Some of them are graduates from Lyman Hall and Sheehan. They should graduate with no student loan debt. There are advantages. They say when you enter the military, you are in fact writing a check to the American people for any amount, up to and including your life. Fortunately, few pay that ultimate price. You see, military service has a special meaning to me. It's because my values and my beliefs were shaped by my experiences. Not many of you have experienced what I have. Those experiences bred in me a profound respect and admiration for those who serve our nation. When I was a 5-year-old boy listening to the radio one Sunday afternoon, I learned that the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. Not that I knew where Pearl Harbor was, but I knew we were at war. During the ensuing years, we had rationing of food, gasoline, tires, and shortages of just about everything. As I walked to school each day, we didn't have school buses either, I noticed small red trimmed flags with a white field and blue stars appearing on the windows of my friends and neighbors. One star for each family member that was serving in the military. Eventually, some of those stars turned to gold, indicating that a family member had died in the service of our country. But we did persevere, and we won that great conflict, freeing many countries from brutal occupation. We also preserved our freedoms. Those that fought in that conflict were called the Greatest Generation by newsman and author Tom Brokaw. He was not wrong. Freedom is never free, and we must not take it for granted. Of those that fought in that war, all paid a price. Some paid all. Hopefully, we never forget what they did for us. We must not shirk our responsibility to continue to defend our many freedoms. The cost already paid has been too high to allow that to ever happen again. I want to thank these young people who are now to go to serve our nation and carry on that responsibility of protecting us and our freedoms. I thank God that there are still people willing to do this. May it ever be so. I wish each of you Godspeed and a safe return. May God bless you and watch over you. And thank you with all my heart.
Thank you, Mr. Miller, and congratulations to all those members of the class that are joining the military service. It is greatly appreciated and one that will not be forgotten. To offer congratulations from the Wallingford Board of Education, please welcome Mr. Michael Votto.
Good evening, graduates of Lyman Hall High School class of 2018. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to extend my congratulations to all of the graduates and their families. Students, this commencement marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. Some of you will continue as students, some will enter the workforce, and some of you will join the military. In whatever role you embark upon, please take with you all the skills, knowledge, and understanding you have acquired over these past years. Your parents and teachers have prepared you well for what lies ahead. For the most part, it will now be your responsibility to make many of the decisions that will affect your life. Hopefully, you have acquired the maturity it will take to make those decisions correctly and the ability to accept the consequences of those decisions, whether they are the right ones or not. In any event, remember to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Work hard, play carefully and wisely, share your talents with others, volunteer your time to your community, remember your roots, and always remember those who have nurtured and loved you. Be yourself, but be your best self. I wish you the very best, and again, please accept the congratulations from the Board of Education and our best wishes to you for a successful, happy, and healthy future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Votto. At this time, to bring greetings from the town of Wallingford, it's my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mayor William Dickinson.
Four years ago, could you possibly imagine tonight? The intelligence and beauty we have before us in blue and white, the evening, the expectations. I mean, imagine. Could you imagine dragons? I wonder what they might say. Just a young guy and a young girl here at Lyman Hall, education world. You are dreaming of bigger things and making moves to embrace the dawn. Class of 18, not a follower. Do the math, read the book, no leash or collar. It's so exciting. You're the lightning before the thunder. Thunder, 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 thunder. Hear the thunder. In the hallways, in the classes, learning, earning, lifetime passes. Who do you think you are? You're our shining stars. School's a tightening, your brain's a bowstring. You'll be soaring, starflight's boarding. Now we're smiling, the stage is waiting. Diplomas glowing, our hearts are thundering. Thunder, thunder, you're the lightning. Hear the thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder. Class of 18, may your thunder echo through all time. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now at this time, the unfortunate privilege of following the mayor, I'd like to introduce the Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Cindy Lavalette, who will address the senior class.
Good evening. Thank you so much for giving me the honor of speaking tonight. I've spent 29 years of my 33-year career here, so it's really special to me to be able to speak with you tonight. I do realize you're anxious to get things moving and to get out the door, so to speak, but as I thought about that, I also realized that often we deliver the most important and heartfelt messages in the most offhanded manner as a person has one foot out the door. 2018, take your teachers, for example. How many times as the bell was ringing did your teachers say to you, "Don't forget your homework," or "Don't forget to study for tomorrow's quiz"? You may never hear that again. And it was said as a spur-of-the-moment reminder. But the message beneath is one you can take with you for the rest of your life. What your teachers were reminding you to do was to be prepared, and that your hard work often results in success and accomplishments. This applies to everything in life, whether it's your future job, making relationships work, or simply preparing a great meal for friends and family. Or take your parents as you left for wherever it was you were going to go, and their admonitions to you. Maybe it went something like this. Dad says, Don't drive like a maniac. I'm still paying for the loan on that car. You. I know, Dad. Mom says, don't forget to text me when you get there. You. Massive eye roll. After all, this is only about the 1,000th time that your mother has told you to text her when you get there, wherever there is. But, like your teacher's message about your homework that translates so well to all of life's circumstances, the same holds true for your parents' threshold words to you. No matter what your destination, your dad is right. Don't drive like a maniac. Destination, college diploma, don't approach it recklessly. Destination, service to your country, approach it honorably and with regard for your safety and those whom you protect. Destination, first job, or second, or third, or fourth job for that matter. Approach with skills that you developed at the right stops along the way, even if you got lost on the way getting there, Sam. And drive toward each of your goals with intention and laser-sharp focus. Don't squander away something that you pay for with your own hard work. And your mom's words, do text her when you get there, because your mom is really saying the same thing that your teachers and your dad also said to you. It's even the same thing that the town is saying to you by ringing all of the church bells tonight in honor of your graduation, or by hosting Project Graduation, or by singing to you Imagine Dragons. Their words to you on your way out the door of high school and into a promising future all mean the same thing. If you're carefully listening, you'll hear and you'll know that each one of these messages says, I wish you success and safety and good times. But most of all, your parents, Lyman Hall, and even this town are saying, I love you. Congratulations, 2018. We're really, really proud of you. Members of the class of 2018, by the power vested in me by the Wallingford Board of Education, I award you your diplomas.
Thank you, Mrs. Lavalette. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Our first graduate, Daniela Rose Chessie. Audrey Ruan, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Holly-Anna Diaz-Lau, National Honor Society, Varsity Scholar. Samuel Thomas Morgenstern, Varsity Scholar, and this year's class salutatorian. Michaela Ann Furman, National Honor Society. Erin Elizabeth McKeon, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Lexi Page Agro, National Honor Society. Evelyn Nicole Agudo. Sarah Margaret Alschuler, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Sean Matthew Anderson. Emily Louise Austin, Varsity Scholar. Connor Joseph Avalone, National Honor Society. Sarah Jo Azukis. Jacob Baranovic. Samantha Bardelli. Isabella Maria Barron. Brooke Lynn Baxley. Isabella Mercedes Beauchamp, National Honor Society. Sona Ray Benham, National Honor Society. Jeremy David Blaine. Zachary Richard Blum. Tabitha Madison Bornique. Jessica Renee Booten, National Honor Society. Anne-Marie Francois Boyle, National Honor Society. Scott Jeffrey Bradley. Colin Bing Brigantic. Stephen Earl Brittingham Marshall. Stony Lee Brooks. Ashley Faith Buchanan. Christina Marie Budress. Jacob Paul Computaro. Joshua Michael Computaro, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Katarina Capasso, National Honor Society. Itzel Carbajal, National Honor Society. Samantha Taylor Carbone, National Honor Society. Thomas Joseph Caro. Samantha Rose Caroline. Robert James Carano. Autumn Lynn Chappelle. Sorry. Kyle Benjamin Siliberti. Nicole Catherine Sislo, National Honor Society. Elif Sitlak. Jenna Lynn Comfort. Brianna Marie Connolly. Matthew Scott Capola. Jordan Maurice Crawford. Shane Curtis. Demaray Rose Sear. Elijah James Daniels. Ethan Thomas Day. Nicole Luis DeLucia. Marina Rose DeSimone. Anthony Michael DeGioia. Brittany Alexandra Diorio. Patrick Doherty, National Honor Society. Lisette Joy Donewald, National Honor Society, Varsity Scholar, and this year's valedictorian. Ian Frederick Dorsey. Ryan William Dowling. J.J. Young Doyle. Isabella Rose Draghi, Varsity Scholar. Samuel John Duarte, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Paul Donald Duman. Russell Carl Adine. Julia Marie Esposito, National Honor Society. Luke Thomas Estabrook. Richard Estrella Ramirez. Harrison Charles Fabriello. Valerie Maria Fecketti, National Honor Society. Guy Angelo Fenn. Kelly Michelle Fernandez. Cooper J. Ferrigno, Varsity Scholar. Alexandre Felipe Fishbein Ouimet, National Honor Society. Nathan Michael Fries. Megan Marie Fulgeri. Stephen Joseph Gagney, National Honor Society. Sarah Elizabeth Gagnon. Ayana Galarza. Alyssa Galban. Destiny Galliano Lewis. Claudia Gaspar Chavez. Jack Patrick Gaynor. Noah Richard Geisler. Tay Christopher Gilbert. Andres Fernando Godinez. Juan Godinez Jasso. Caitlin Elizabeth Grindle, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Sonia Kayla Guzik. Fiona Grace Haggerty. Audrey Rose Hayducky. Heather Nicole Hartline. Elise Linda Rose Hastings. Mackenzie Rose Hayes. Aaron Richard Heidgard. Austin William Heidgard. Ethan Robert Heidgard. Camille Dudzinski Henry, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Lindsay Elizabeth Hurden. Cynthia Ariana Hernandez Escobar. Timothy Shane Hetrick. Amber Victoria Hood. Michael Christopher Humowitz. Aaliyah Simone Hunter, National Honor Society. Benjamin John Ireland. Emily Denise Jacome. Blake Austin Jandro. Samantha Lynn Johnson. Lucianne Canios. Michaela Rose Keating, National Honor Society. Ashley Jillian Kempinski. Caitlin Grace Kirby. Austin Robert Knowlton. Peter Uriah Kizwanis. Avery Madison LaChance. Julia Patricia LaFon. Jose Daniel Leon. Gary Lynn, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Carissa Ann Lyon, Varsity Scholar. Tyler John Joseph Lamento. Alan Roman Lopez. Elvira Lopez. Braden Eric Lyons. Tyler Scott Lyons, Varsity Scholar. Rebecca Christine Melhot, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Olivia Mary Mandy, National Honor Society. James Anthony Mansky. Adam Giovanni Markey Guasp. Sebastian Matthew Marmol. Vladimir Vit Marosh, Varsity Scholar. Carlos Alberto Martinez. Kelly Ann Mason. Andrew Stephen Mastroianni. Lauren Bernadette McCall. Andrew William McClure. Jack Mitchell McDonald. Randy David McFarland. Sean Michael McGee. Michael Shane McGloin. Ryan Robert McMahon. Joseph David Meadows. Ryan Garrett Marr. Madison Page Mesite. Alexa Shea Mesley. Elijah Eric Miller. Caitlin Virginia Miller, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Jacob William Minahan. Kendra Peyton Angela Moore. Rodney Nono Munoz. Cassidy Ann Murphy. Jaylana Late Murphy. Erin Mary Ellen Murray, National Honor Society. Joseph Kuzma Numanko. Lindsay Rosemary Navikas, Varsity Scholar. Thomas Vernon Nelson. Matthew David Nisafaro. Marissa Nieves. Yovanika Janeth Noel Bermio. Ryan Patrick O'Day. Jake Keith O'Riordan. Maggie O'Rourke. Brian Thomas Oliveira, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Mateo Lorenzo Onofrio. Brittany Okendo. Robert Wilhelm Ottens. Anna Rose Olette, National Honor Society. Ellie Rose Olette, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Citlali Palacios Garcia. Kushal Prakash Patel, Varsity Scholar. Gabrielle Marie Pazak. Carly Marie Pepin. Anthony Samuel Parati. Domenico Vincenzo Nico Pezza. Michael Pachano Shatton. Vanessa Vivekana Panone. Michael Anthony Pesey. Cameron Richard Potter, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Juan David Purcell. Kaylee Rose Puzo. Michaela Teresa Piscati. James Robert Quinn. Nicole Lynn Raffles, National Honor Society. Kevin John Ransom. Gianna Lee Rapuano. Alyssa Nicole Rascotti. Bridget Mackenzie Reddington. Jennifer Mary Faye Rice. Sierra Lynn Rich, National Honor Society. Sydney J. Ripley. Nick Stephen Riso. Alexander Mason Roberts. Nerea Diana Racano Rodriguez. Alicia Annabelle Rodriguez. Gabriela Ann Rodriguez. Antonio Sebastiano Romano. Noah Robert Root. Luis Javier Rosas. Nicholas Cecil Sherman Rose. Matthew Aaron Rudowitz. Hannah Shea Russell, National Honor Society. Natalie Annika Rouse. Timothy Kyle Ryan. Fernando Sanchez Godinez. Shayna Lynn Sanford. Nicholas Santello. Nicholas Allen Savulis. William Dakota Schaefer. Courtney Elizabeth Schroeder. Tyler Joseph Siemens. Miriam Salawi. Jacob Daniel Seiter. Brian Edward Soledin. National Honor Society. Mario Armando Sevilla Cruz. Francis Xavier Chiretto. Megan Nicole Shaw, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Madison Charisma Schur, National Honor Society. Jessica Lynn Smith. Caitlin Marion Smith. Casey Elizabeth Solomon, National Honor Society. Kiara Soto. Amira Sabrina Sujar. Hannah Nicole St. John. Erin Nicole Stone, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Rajani Subramanian, National Honor Society. Cade William Sullivan. Callie Marie Tart. Megan Elizabeth Taylor. Fred Javier Torres. Taya Lydia Torres. Alyssa Ray Trisult. Savannah Marie Turgeon. Gwendolyn Valancourt. Alexandra Nicole Vecchio. Matthew Robert Velarde. Maritza Janeth Venegas, National Honor Society. Sophia Lynn Verleza. Ashley Elizabeth Vincent. Tina Marie Vincent. Nicole Elizabeth Vitale, National Honor Society. Haley Marie Votto. Emma Claire Wall. Catherine Charlotte Wallace, National Honor Society. Benjamin Michael Wallach. Ashley Caitlin Whittier, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Nicole Marie Wiedenman, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Robert John Wilcox. Isabella Marie Wolf. Elizabeth Chicotencalt. Daniel Young, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Amanda Christine Young. Nora Zame Sassy, National Honor Society and Varsity Scholar. Glenda Samira Zuniga, National Honor Society. Maria Zuniga Rodriguez. The following students will receive their diplomas in absentia: Richard Robert Canto, Adriana Grace D'Angelo, Cassidy Ann Javerniski, Dakota Reese LaMarche, Liliana Grace Murdy, Logan Francis Emmett Panzarella, Tiffany Nicole Thibodeau, and Lindsay Rose Valentin. Daniela.
Mr. Corso, on behalf of the class of 2018, I am pleased to announce that our class gift will be a donation to Lyman Hall Athletics with the intended use of updating the weight room.
Well done, graduates. Well done. All right, one more speech, and it'll be quick. It's my great honor for me as principal of Lyman Hall High School to present the graduating class of 2018. Graduates, your families are here tonight to celebrate your achievements. Your parents, brothers and sisters, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and our community who contributed in raising you, mentoring you, and loving you. We are all so proud to be here. Graduation marks a special milestone in our lives. And while our world is constantly changing and evolving, it is no surprise the theme of my message to our graduating class and the secret to success remains a constant. Graduates, in the midst of high school, when that English paper was due and your practice was particularly difficult, your boss at work wanted you to stay late, and your mom wanted you to visit your grandmother, but your friends wanted you to go to the movies. Those were the times that high school seemed like it would never end. But it also seemed like just yesterday you were being dropped off at kindergarten for the first time. So when you look back at high school, the relationships that you've built and the experiences that you've had, remember the people that were here with you. Your teacher who created that deadline, your coach who pushed your limits, and your boss who expected more. Your parents who instilled the value of family, and your friends who made high school fun. Graduates, I've listened to you speak these past few days about the positive effect that so many faculty and staff here at Lyman Hall have had on your high school lives, and in many cases, your future. Your testament truly highlights what an amazing and exceptional staff and student body we have here at Lyman Hall. The connections and bonds made with people in the high school need to be cherished and remembered forever. Many of you will travel for college, military, or work. Some will return to Wallingford, but many of you will not. It is easier than ever to stay in touch and keep those relationships intact. Graduates, I would be remiss to not mention that many of your greatest memories caused me a great amount of concern. Daniela's memories about grills and coolers in the parking lot for PSAT prep, the stampede through the hallway after the motorcade, or generally the entire week leading up to Powder Puff. And girls, way to keep the trophy where it belongs. And finally, graduates, here is my constant. Have courage. Have courage in your actions, in your decisions, and in your relationships. Know that courage is not the absence of fear. None of us are truly fearless. Courage is the conquest of our fears. Push yourselves to do what is moral and just and right. The decisions that we make in our lives affect those we love and those who love us, and some decisions affect others in ways we do not even know. Be courageous in your decisions, because oftentimes the right decisions is not always the easy one to make. Do not sacrifice what you want most in the moment. Do not sacrifice for what you want in the moment for what you want in the long run. I want you to leave Lyman Hall with the courage to try, fail, and try again. Have the courage to say no when necessary and yes to good, moral, and noble endeavors. Have the courage to try and do things you're not good at. Have the courage to stand up for yourself and for those who can't do it for themselves. Have the courage to step up when times are tough, and have the courage to persevere. To all the proud parents and family members in the audience tonight, I urge you to continue to encourage and support your graduates as they embark on the next part of this very long journey. And finally, I'd like to thank all the administrators, teachers, coaches, and other faculty members who have challenged our graduates over the years. Through your guidance, direction, and insistence, you have helped these graduates become smarter, stronger, and attain more than they might have otherwise achieved. Congratulations, Lyman High School and the graduates of the class of 2018. Good luck and best wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the graduating class of 2018. All right, that concludes tonight's graduation ceremony. Thank you all for coming out. Graduates, congratulations and good luck.